Actually, I am as a safety trainer, and I think I have enough experience. I think that what is running in Gaza, the Israeli war on Gaza, not on Hamas, on Gaza people, it destroys all principles and skills and everything relevant to safety. I mean, even our skills to avoid danger, to avoid risks, to take care and how to deal with risks. All these skills and principles have been leveled because have become fruitless because the Israeli war and the spontaneous bombing and targeting journalists is bigger, much bigger than any expectation, much bigger than any skills. For example, I advise the journalists to wear the vest and the helmet, but despite that they have a vest and the helmet, they are killed. And I advise the journalists not to move too much, stay as long as much, just rush to your goal, rush to your what you would like to do, and come back soon. Don't be exposed too much, but despite that, they are killed, either inside their homes or while they are working. Killed either accidentally or intentionally. And there are no tools for safety. For example, to use armored vehicles or something like this, it is absent. Even if they use armored vehicles, also it is fruitless because the rockets we see are very horrible and very, very strong and very big. So even the armored vehicles, which we do not have, are useless also. So all principles and skills for safety, they have become useless, fruitless. So I think we are still continuing working. I am still working. This is my duty, but I think it is moral duty, human duty, more than a job. Otherwise, if I did not speak, if I did not take pictures, who will tell the world? Everybody thinks that there is danger, I will not work. It is not logic because the world will not know what is running here. If we did not work, the world will be still deceived and think that there is a war between two armies, the Israeli army and Hamas army, which is not true. The world should know that this war is against Gaza people, not against just the Palestinian faction. And Gaza people are not Hamas. There is some supporters, yes, but Gaza people are not Hamas. That's why I think the journalists, we are still working under risks. We are still working and expected. It is expected to be killed anytime. Maybe while I'm talking to you right now, I could be killed. I do not know. I believe I am not a target as a person, but as a journalist, maybe, yeah. Especially Netanyahu said that Gaza journalists are mouth of Hamas, which is a big lie. You know, I'm not a Hamas supporter. I'm not a mouth of Hamas. I have been detained and beaten by Hamas several times before, and even they prevented me from traveling once. So this is the circumstances. We are trying to work amidst losing of internet from time to time, losing of electricity. We use some solar panel. And that's why, by the way, our colleagues, where they have killed the 6 ones, they have killed at the gate of the hospital, at the gate of a hospital in Gaza. And why they do go to hospital? For 2 reasons. Number one, because they try to get accurate number of casualties from the hospital itself, and plus the number, I mean the accurate number from the source, and to see witnesses who carries the casualties. For example, some people carried someone who has just killed, or some family members with children. So we ask people who carried these casualties, what happened, where, what exactly. So we meet witnesses at the hospital who are evacuating casualties. And we go there because there in the hospital there is generator with some fuel from international NGOs. We charge our laptops and cameras and so on. and there is an internet signal. That's why we a lot of time we be at hospital or around the hospital. About 40 main hospitals across the Gaza Strip have been killed, have destroyed. Even the hospital they were there. It is the main hospital in the Gaza Strip, the biggest one. It is destroyed, but there is just a small branch. And now it is used as a hospital, but in fact it is not a hospital. It is like a small clinic. They used it, medics used it as a hospital. But the real hospital, the big one, it is totally destroyed. It is not functioning right now. Yeah, actually I'm talking to you right now while I'm hungry. I'm not dying, of course, and my kids are hungry. We have not enough food. We stored some flour, some sugar, some canned food, okay? But the real siege has begun on the 2nd of March. The 2nd of March. So now about 6 months or 5 months. So what we have stored is finished, ran out. That's why we do not have nothing to eat. We eat one meal a day, maybe 1.5, but we focus on my daughter who is 6 years old. I try to bring for her. I try to go outside to buy something. I do not find. And there is no cash actually. Maybe I have money in my bank account, but I cannot get it to make it as a cash because the commission about 50%. But to be honest, in the last 2 weeks, maybe, there are some aid trucks come to Gaza, which is just a drop in the ocean. It is not enough at all, but media focus on it. Yes, trucks go in, which is not true. There is some trucks. Actually, before this war, Gaza was under siege, okay? And Gaza used to receive about 600 trucks a day, 600 trucks every day to the besieged Gaza, which we suffering. Imagine nowadays about 50 trucks, 180, very, very rare things. And even the airdrops, it is bullshit. It is nothing, but it is good for media. The cameras take pictures for the drops with the umbrella, falling down on the people. It gives the impression that people, they have money. It is no problem. No, we have a problem. The airdrops kill people. And it fall on the houses and destroy the tents and killed several guys. I know them. Imagine 1 kilo of flour, about $30. 1 kilo of sugar, about $100. So it is unimaginable. When the trucks has begun to come, yes, the prices began to move down. But it's still $20, $15. It depends. My kid, asked me to bring chicken for her. There is no chicken. No protein. That's why we lose weight. I personally lost about 15 kilograms, and my son's the same. And lots of people have, and it affects, we lose immunity, so diseases from time to time. So I do not deny that there are some trucks come to Gaza right now, but I think it is for propaganda. It's for Israeli propaganda. Yes, there are trucks, but it is just a drop in an ocean. We are still starving. We don't have the essential things. Starvation is continuous, and lots of children died because of starvation, plus killing. This is the problem. The problem that we know the risks, we know danger, we know what is running around us, but we have nothing to do, just to live. That's it. We have no other option. And imagine what happened with my friends. For example, I know them. One of them is Mohammed Khaldi. For example, he is displaced. All of the journalists are displaced. I will give you an idea about them. The Palestinian journalist syndicate. He's not Al Jazeera, by the way, but he was killed in that attack. And Anas al-Sharif, for example, Israel threatened him several times and bombed the house of his family, and his father was killed. Another example, Muhammad Nofal, assistant of cameraman and driver. His mother was killed 2 months ago, and his brother was killed last year. In this, so he lost his brother, then he lost his mother 2 months ago. Muhammad Grega, in the attack of the war, he was at the hospital, at Chief Hospital, with the journalists, and his mother was there, displaced there. Also, his mother was killed in the hospital. So, if I was not killed, maybe it's one of my family, by the way. So, another point, Israel says that the reporter of Al Jazeera, Anas Sharif, is a Hamas member. Let's suppose that it is true. Does it mean that he should be killed? Number one. Number two, Israel has very accurate weapons, laser-guided weapons, quadcopters, satellites, and they can kill the reporter alone. They can do that. But they mean to kill as much as more people. That's why when they hit him, 5 other journalists were killed with him. But they can do it when he was alone in a car or whatever. And it is one of the images of the war, by the way. Somebody who is wanted by Israel, maybe he's not, but that's what they claim. He's in the street alone, walking alone, riding a bicycle alone. They leave him. But when he goes to his house or the house of his family, inhabited house, lots of children, lots of family members, they bombard the house on him. And they said, there is a tourist there. Okay, why didn't you kill the tourist outside while he was alone? Got it? There is no change as long as there is no real international and American pressure on Israel. That's what I believe. I think that there are some efforts from journalists around the world, like you and others. There are demonstrations against Israel, for example, in Europe. We thank them very much. Thank them for their attitudes, for supporting peace and justice. But we believe, personally, I believe that it will not work as long as there is no real pressure. As long as the American administration and Europe also, I mean the official Europe, did not put pressure on Israel, this genocide will continue. Killing journalists will continue. Killing families and children will continue. That's what I believe. That's why we will hear some statements of denouncing and blah blah blah. We don't care about it. It is bullshit. Lots of statements. We do not agree. We do not accept. It is unbelievable. Nothing. It is bullshit. We need real pressure. And when I say real pressure, I do not mean that Europe should make a war against, or the Arab countries even make a war against Israel. No. There are lots of means, like economic pressure, political pressure, academic, and so on. Commercial pressure. It works. And they know. The US and Europe and UK, they know how to stop Israel. But they don't care. It is political interests. Continue telling the truth and continue telling the world that there are some people are dying because of starvation and dying because of shooting, and there are some hungry people are killed while they are going to bring some food. Just tell the truth and don't listen to the Israeli lies that they are targeting terrorists or hitting just Hamas or this war against Hamas. Most of people in Gaza are not Hamas. Don't believe them, and please reach our voices to the world and tell them that Gaza is not Hamas. It is controlled by Hamas, yes, but people are not. There are some people, yeah. But this war against civilians, against our existence, and they are trying to push us up out of Gaza, to kick us out of Gaza. This war targeting everything, literally everything, economy, factories, education, destroyed the universities and schools, destroyed water wells, no water to drink. Imagine, destroyed hospital. So everything. Tell me why they are destroying water wells. Why? Are Hamas are hiding in water wells? While they are fighting Hamas, they are preventing the access of pads for women, the women pads. Why? And powder milk and diapers. My mother is 90 years old and she needs diapers. I cannot find it. So this war is not against Hamas. It is against us. We are the civilians. Tell the truth. Don't surrender, please. From time to time, the Israelis claim that the Palestinian journalists are exaggerating. Okay, let foreign journalists to come to Gaza. 2 years, no single foreign journalist allowed, except some ones who come from the Israeli side and they do not go inside Gaza. Maybe they will come after 1 year or 2 years, but at that time everything will be leveled and they will not see destruction even. Some people told me that in Rafah, the houses were destroyed, but now even the rubble is disappeared.